Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, Bumblebee Senior, and today we are back here with another video review. This time it is from the Transformers 30th Anniversary Generations Skywarp. Subscribe to Bumblebee for Transformers, Lego, and Minecraft. So, here we are, and there he is, and let's take a closer look at him, since I do not have the packaging, but I do have a comic book, but if you guys, it's right there, so if you guys watched the haul video, then you will see the comic book. So here he is, and his Cybertronian jet mode. This is the same exact mold as the Starscream mold. No differences at all. I think the weapons are the same. I don't have this Starscream. This is the first one I have of that mold. I like it. It's cool. I like the wings down more than I do up, but that's just me. So yeah, taking a closer look here at the details. Here is his jet. You can sort of see it. It's hard because of the glare of this other light. There's a seat in there. He has a bit of a gap in there. See through. There's his head. Right there. But if you rotate around, it looks just like a panel there, so you're good. There's the little try thing, and here's his engines in the back with his hands there. So it's a Cybertronian jet mode, so it's meant to look funny because it's not meant to look like a car. So because of that, I'd rate this through 10 an 8, because even though it's Cybertronian, it shouldn't have gaps in it. So an 8, because that's a major problem. Otherwise, this may make this a really good jet. I'm taking a closer look here at his guns. Three-bladed turning barrel. You can hold it like this or like this. And in his jet mode, they can peg either into here or into there. So yeah. So for some comparisons, here he is with one of the figures from my haul, Evac. Get a pretty good comparison there. See how they size. You can tell this guy's a lot bigger than this guy, but this guy's an older model, so it doesn't make sense because they were making these ones smaller. But I mean, it's pretty good sizing, though, when you think about it, because this is a jet and this is a car. So yeah, I say car because it's like Cybertronian car. So yeah, here he is with Generations Ultra Magnus, so you can get a good idea how the Prime mold works with this guy. It's a bit taller, and here he is with Vortex, flying Decepticon. So you can see they're about the same height, but of course the helicopter's a little taller. And this guy does not have landing gear, from what it looks like. I haven't found any. So there's no way for me to make him like sit higher in vehicle mode. But yeah. See my magic band. So yeah. That's that guy. So alright, so to transform him, fairly simple. You want to start with the head, because it's always a great place to start. Lift it up, rotate it around. So you can see. Now this is what it would look like with his head up. So rotate it down when you put it in vehicle mode. Lift the wings up and grab here and untab this from the legs. So legs tab into these two ports here and just untab it. The hands, lift them up, or the arms, and then whoops, I just broke him. I broke him. Lift them up and out, because they just tab in. They don't tab in, they like slot in. There's a panel here. This panel fits in this thing and covers up that hole. So want to do that. Lift the chest piece up and fold in the cone nozzle and bring it down like that. For the feet, just fold out the little feet things. You don't really have to pull anything out for the feet, so that's basically assembled. So let's move the camera so you can see this better. Now the chest is a bit fairly it's not difficult, but it's more tricky than difficult. So you can do it like this, but it makes him really wide. So what you want to do is you want to fold it in and like compact it. And to compact it, you need to lift this panel up and then fold it back. And now compact the back a little more onto his body, which makes him nice and good, just like in the picture over there. He's nice and flat, not a lot of gunk on the back. It makes it nice. And then these pieces, they'll be like this. You just fold it down. They don't fold down really all the way when you fold it, but that's okay because, as you can see over there, it's supposed to look like that. So we'll move the camera up a little more. So then you just rotate these around however you want. Fairly like this. You can fill the elbows in. But that's how that looks. The wings, this is when you would want them not down. This is where you would want them up. I think this is where the up feature was meant. So then you can have a nice gap there. And here he is in robot mode. So his robot mode's fairly nice. Rated, well, there's two ways I can rate this. For display, I rate it as a very high 9. For posability and animation, an 8. There is limits because of the wings, so I give him a 9 there. But I do rate him high because for display, because he's very compact here in the back. It's very nice. He doesn't have a big backpack, and you would expect him not to have a big backpack, but have some of a backpack because there is a jet, and it's how he's supposed to look. Have a little bit of a backpack, so yeah. So for articulation, actually take a closer look at that head. I don't think my camera's gonna focus on it. He has you can sort of see it. He has a nice nose, mouth. His light piping is fairly good. As you can see, his eyes are really glowing, so you can see those eyes in there, which is fairly nice. I like the mold to head mold. It is a Starscream head mold, but like if you put him with, like if you mix up the molds for the Seekers, they give them a little bit of a variety, and that way they all look different. So like if you put the Dark of the Moon Starscream with the Classics Thundercracker and the Fall of Cybertron, what is this guy? Skywarp. Then you have all three Seekers that look different, and they don't have the same face. But that's just my personal thing. If you want the Seekers to all look the same, then you buy the same mold. But not always do they always have the same head though. So, yeah. All right. So for articulation, his head, because of the transformation, it can look up, but it's like not an up look up. It's mostly rotating side to side. It's just on a rotating swivel. His shoulders can come up. They can rotate. They also rotate right here, as you can see. So there's this, and then there's that piece. There's a double jointed elbow because of the transformation. So you do muscles, and his hand swivels, which is nice. Coming down here, he has no waist swivel, but he can fully extend his legs out, bring them fully back, and fully forward, as naturally as you possibly could want it to be. It also rotates right there as well, so they have the same piece there, same design as the upper shoulders. His knee is on a single joint bend, and his foot can pivot side to side, and his little pinky toe can move. So you can get some good poses out of him, but he's not the best for animation, so that's why I give him an 8. Because there's so much more. his balance, like if you would look at some of the other bots, his balance is fairly good. So you can get that nice kick there, thanks to his stable feet. The 2 figures I bought out of the 3, Scoop and Skywarp, they have very stable feet. So you can get some really nice, hard to get poses out of them. That's why I gave him an 8. Because if they could do that, then I would give him a lower score. So yeah. Well, this guy lower score, not that guy. I really like the looks and everything for Scoop, but that's another review. So speaking of Scoop, here for comparison, here he is next to Scoop. Let me put his target masters down. So there's Scoop, and as you can see, Scoop is almost as tall as Skywarp, and excuse the background noise. But he's about the same height. He's about the same height, so you can sort of get a look there at that. They look very nice. Now, here is Thundercracker from Dark of the Moon and Starscream from Dark of the Moon. So you see, now I sort of have the 3 Seeker team. I'm going to try to get all of the all of the Seekers from Fall Cybertron, maybe. But that variations thing, if I pulled this Starscream out and I put in the Prime Starscream, they'd all look different. So there's that I was talking about. But now you can see how they look together. They look pretty good. So moving to that side, we can look at how his weapons go on. So unfortunately, there's no back storage for it in robot mode. You can put it there on the wings, but it's kind of squished, so you don't want to do that. He can hold it in his hands using the long peg to use them like Gatling guns, like that. Using the double elbow joint, you can pull off a fairly nice shot. You can do 1 or 2. So let me get the other one in. Now this is nice, but it's not exactly as good. I mean, like, it's cool, right? Having them like this. Although personally, for me, I sort of like this, but I don't think this is Skywarp. I don't think Skywarp would have it like this. I'd see a bigger bot doing it like this. So I put them here on the bottom of his arms and have him use them not like Gatling guns, and have him on his sides, because Skywarp is not a heavy-duty guy. None of the Seekers are. They're lightweight and stuff. So if you put them on like there's neutron assault rifles on his arms, I think he looks a little better instead of having him hold them and use the smaller tabs for it. And I think it pulls off a better look for him, in my opinion, than him holding them like giant Gatling guns. I think heavy, strong bots should have them holding them as heavy-duty Gatling guns. For him, they need to be like not heavy-duty, but that's me. So that's how he looks with them. So this has been the review for the Transformers 30th Anniversary Generations. I think it was 30th. I think. 30th Anniversary Generations Skywarp. This is Bumblebee saying subscribe, rate, comment, tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your father, tell your neighbors, tell your cousins, tell the guy across the street's brother, because his brother has a sister, which would like to know. So tell them all. And, yep, this is Bumblebee seeing ya. Peace out. Peace. I think this is peace. Somebody tell me in the comments if this is peace. Burp.